What is going on, guys? Abel here with Pitbull Audio Music Store Live. Today we're going to be taking a look at some brand new effect pedals from PRS. Yes, you heard correct. Brand new effect pedals from Paul Reed Smith. You know them for the beautiful instruments that they create, just like this guitar and the guitar to my right. Of course, you guys know them for making beautiful sounding amplifiers, and now take that high bar that PRS has set and focus it in on effect pedals. We're going to be looking at 3 effect pedals from PRS today. We're going to be looking at the Cries Optical Compressor, we're going to be looking at the Horsemeat Transparent Overdrive, and we're going to be looking at the Wind Through the Trees Dual Analog Flanger. We're going to start off by taking a look at the design and aesthetics of these pedals. We're going to go through the functionality, and of course we're going to be getting the raw tones out of this PRS running through these pedals. So let's get started with the Cries Optical Compressor. Now, as you see from the front of the pedal, you have an output gain knob up top with the LED letting you know when it's on and off on top of that. Underneath you have your compression knob, and below that you have your switch for on and off. Now, the cool thing about this is if you don't want to use the compression at any given time, you can still use this pedal as a boost. So if you, for instance, don't have a second channel on your amplifier and you want to be able to, kick up the volume for a lead or any specific part of a song where you want to jump out of the mix a little bit, you can go ahead and set that output gain where you need it so that when you turn the pedal on, your volume goes up, turn it off, volume goes back down. Very simple. But of course, underneath that you have the compression knob. Now, the cool thing about this is it's accompanied by an LED light to the left of it. And what that's going to do is let you know where the floor and the ceiling of your compression is. Of course, you're only using one knob to do this, so it's going to let you know when it's not really doing very much. The LED light's not going to be reacting to your playing very much at all. And when you're hitting the ceiling of that compression, it's going to be going solid a lot more. You're going to see it blinking. So let's start off with this pedal. Let's start running through some tones. Now, here's my dry signal. The pedal is off, and I am in the neck position pickup. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now let's go ahead and kick the pedal on. Sounding absolutely beautiful. Now I have the compression turned almost all the way up. It's about 75% right now. So what I'm going to do is back it on down so you see the difference in the dynamics of the pedal. Let's go ahead and bring it all the way down to just a quarter of the way up. This is at 25%. Let's go ahead and kick it up to halfway up at 50%. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm keeping the playing pretty simple. I want to make sure you guys have a very good representation of the sound, and I'm not muddying that up by changing and switching chords too much. All right, so let's kick that thing back up to about 75% so you guys can hear what a basic blues type sound is going to sound like. Sounding absolutely beautiful. All right, so let's move on from this and let's check out the Horsemeat Transparent Overdrive. Horsemeat is a pretty interesting name for a pedal, but this is an ode to a 90s overdrive pedal. Drop down in the comments if you guys know what we're talking about, but let's go ahead and look at the aesthetics and functionality of this pedal. So in the fascia of this pedal, you're going to have your gain knob up top, and that's the biggest knob on the pedal. And then below that, you have 4 separate knobs. You've got your level, voice, treble, and bass. Now, traditionally, if you guys look at overdrives now, you typically have 3 knobs. You have tone, level, and gain. So here, you do have the gain, you have your level, and of course, you have your voicing. To the right of that, you have treble and the bass. So this is going to give you the ability to hone in your sound even further right off of the pedal, which is really cool. So if you already have your amplifier set up and you're not trying to run all the way back to your amplifier to start making changes to your EQ panel, you can do it right off of the pedal. So if you're looking for a little more top end for a different part of the song, or you're looking to kick up the bass a little bit, whatever it is, you can do it right off the pedal really quick on the fly and get the perfect tone, whether you're playing live or you're recording, whatever you may be doing with this pedal. So let's kick this thing on and let's start checking out the tones that we're getting out of this one. So nothing else is on in the signal chain. We're running straight through clean. So let's hear what my dry tone sounds like. Okay, let's go ahead and kick this thing on. Sounding really, really good. I love the way this thing handles top end. Let's start gaining up so you guys hear that saturation, and let's just blow it all the way out so you know how far up it'll go. Now let's kick it all the way up. That sounds absolutely killer. I'm gonna back the gain off a little bit. It's not necessarily realistic to have it pegged all the way out, but let's hear what this sounds like in a little more of a lead type of a tone. Sounds amazing. Now, obviously, depending on what you're running this into and what type of guitar you are playing or going to be using, your EQ panel is going to differ. So I have this set for my specific situation, but of course, you're going to set it to yours. And of course, PRS is going to give you some examples of how you can set this up right out of the box. So if there's any confusion, you have a good sound and you can hit the ground running with this pedal. But let's couple it with this Cries optical compressor and let's see what kind of tone we get. So let's back our gain down over to about, I don't know, 25%. And then let's do it in sequence. So let's go dry tone. And of course, overdrive. All right, guys, so let's take a look at this Wind Through the Trees dual analog flanger. Now, what makes this a dual analog flanger? If you notice here on the left-hand side, you've got 6 knobs. You've got manual, depth, and rate in between with arrows pointing up and down. Well, obviously, the reason for that is because you can set the top settings to however you want them. You can set the bottom however you want them, the bottom, 3. And then you can use this mix knob to turn all the way left and go to LFO 1, which is going to be this top setting here. Or you can go all the way to the right using LFO 2, which is going to give you this bottom setting here. Now, obviously, they're both accompanied by an LED light on the right-hand side. Now, this mix knob is going to allow you to just toggle back and forth until you find a sweet spot between both settings. But of course, you can just use each one individually if you want. Now on the right hand side, you have your regen knob, your regeneration knob, and next to that you have your added highs. Now underneath you have a dry and wet signal knob, and then you have your switch on and off here. So switching on and off, so obviously you're gonna kick on that LED, you got the other two LEDs flashing there, and the pedal just itself looks so cool. It's just got this beautiful modern aesthetic design like the other two pedals do, and it just looks amazing sitting in this pedal board. So let's kick this thing on and see what it sounds like and get these tones. All right, so now let's go all the way to the left and just use one individual panel. What I'm gonna do now is manipulate the knobs so you get an idea of what they do and how they're gonna affect your tone. So let's go ahead and hold the chord out, and I'm gonna turn the regeneration knob. Now let's manipulate the added highs knob. All right guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for me. As always, if you guys are looking to get your hands on these pedals, hit the links down below and make sure you guys snag these up. These things sound absolutely amazing. They look just as amazing. And when they're coming from a name like PRS, you know you are getting something of the highest quality. So my name's Abel Hernandez, and I will catch you guys on the next video.